In startups, mentor whiplash is not a myth. Let me explain why from a psychologist's perspective. My name is Chris. I'm a 6-time founder and investor, and I now research entrepreneurship and psychology to help founders not make the same mistakes I did. Now, mentor whiplash is essentially the phenomena that many entrepreneurs feel or founders feel, particularly inside accelerators or some kind of program where they are bombarded with advice from high caliber individuals, which leads them in an entirely confused, messy state. This is very, very real. And it's not something which you can just tell a founder that they just need to suck it up, because that's nonsense. Anyway, mentor whiplash stems from two pieces of psychology. There are others, of course, but these are the two primary ones. The first is called cognitive overload. Now, this is a very real thing that every single human's brain does. When you are provided with high volumes of information which is pertinent to an emotionally important topic, and for most founders, their startup is very emotionally important to them, your brain will unconsciously try and reorganize the information into stories. Now, that's just how our brains work. And so you are in real time attempting to do two things. You're trying to understand the merits of what's being heard, and unconsciously, you are essentially rewriting what you've heard in the form of a story. Now, that takes its toll. You see, unconsciously, after you've heard that information, your brain is still rewriting those stories. It's one of the reasons consciously we say, oh, I can't stop thinking about that, or I feel a bit weird. It's because the inner part of your brain that has no language is essentially like being a Steven Spielberg and rewriting the things that it's heard to make it easier to recall in the future. And that is a very demanding mental task. The positive spin to that is a psychology called the incubation effect, but save that for another video. Now, the second psychology which applies to mentor whiplash is known as authority bias. Now, quite understandably, authority bias says when you feel you are not the authority in a conversation, you will put significantly more weight into somebody else's judgment than your own. This is a product of social evolution as opposed to biological evolution. Arguably they're the same thing, but anyway. And in social evolution, it was incredibly clear that there needed to be hierarchy of decision-making for tribes to survive. And so when an authority tells you what they would do in their situation, and you believe that they're an authority, it overrides your judgment and leads you into positions of indecision when ultimately the decision is yours. If the decision wasn't yours, it's not a problem, because let that authority make the decision. But when the authority says, if I were you, it throws you into a spin. So those are the two psychological causes for mentor whiplash.